Hi everyone and welcome to a very hot CIUDAD OBREGON. Yes, I'm sweating. I hope you're all doing wonderfully well today. Today is Friday the 21st of May 2022. For me now, when I'm filming this, when you see this, I'll probably be in San Carlos filming a future video. So watch out for that one coming soon. So yeah, I do these sit down talking videos now and again just to give you a bit of an update on things going on. So they're kind of specifically aimed towards long-term subscribers, or those of you that are new, welcome new people who may want to know about things that are going on behind the scenes and so on. I am kind of halfway through my Mexico series for this year, so I thought it would be a good time to revisit some points that I mentioned in my update video from Mexico City and also one from Brazil in like January, because I actually have some shock updates relating to those ongoing storylines, and also I want to kind of collectively answer some common YouTube questions and Instagram messages that I've had over the last few months. So on that note, let's get going. My back really hurts. Jesus! So firstly, Mexico, what's happening? So as I said, I'm halfway through and I'm currently in Obregon, so I will be in Sonora for the next week in real time, but there are about another 5 videos to come, so I've got a busy week over the next week. I'm then flying back to Mexico City for a particular reason, which I'll come on to in point number 2. Yes, I've planned this video on my laptop. And then I'm going to be heading back north again to a few states, which will include some legacy characters. And I'm kind of planning to leave Mexico around the 25th of June, sometime like that, obviously, and this is going to be a common theme throughout, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. I haven't got any concrete plans yet. So on to point number 2, which is Polish citizenship. Yes, I've been banging on about this since mid-2020, but I finally got some resolution, which I think you are going to be pleased with. Yesterday was the day I was allowed to contact the embassy in Mexico City, the Polish embassy. Actually, it's today, but I did it early because I'm impatient. So back in March, I applied for my passport at the embassy in San Angel in Mexico City after obtaining Polish citizenship at the beginning of January by descent because my grandparents were Polish. The great news is that my passport is ready for collection. Celebration. I should do some sort of cheering audio thing right now, but honestly I can't be bothered. Yeah, so I'm really happy. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel in terms of ending long-term travel and coming to the end of things and moving on to different things in life. So what I'm going to do is once I leave Hermosillo, which is in about a week's time, flying back to Mexico City, as I said, to pick that up. And then I'll be leaving. So I'm only in Mexico City very briefly to pick that up. And then, yeah, the world is my oyster, basically. It's been like an endless process. You know, things in life which just take so long, and when you're someone with very little patience, honestly, I don't know how I've managed it. So great news. Number 3, what is the plan after that? So as I said in the Brazil update video at the beginning, I am planning to go to Serbia to film one final series in Serbia. So Mexico isn't the end of my YouTube journey. I do plan to film a mini series in Serbia. It won't be as long as this Mexico one, because I feel like, you know, Serbia is just as important to this channel as Mexico has been. Serbia has a very what's the word, soft spot in my heart or something, you know. So I'm looking forward to that. As I said, it might not happen, I don't know, but at the moment it is definitely on the plan. Brilliant, the fridge has started making noise. Let me turn that off. Right, the fridge is off. Mexico problems, right? So Serbia, yeah, and I want to use that time in Serbia to kind of start to slow down a bit, kind of a transition phase. So I do plan to stay in one place for 3 months and use that as a base rather than constantly traveling around. And I also want to use that time to kind of research properly about Poland and where to move to. Will I move to Poland? Will I move to another country in the EU? That's still on the table. Obviously there's a lot going on with Ukraine and Russia at the moment. That's a common question that's come up. You know, is it the right thing to do right now given the situation? But that's going to be a problem across Europe. It's not just going to be Poland. So what my options are still kind of up in the air, you know. So watch this space, but I will be going back to Europe end of June. Point number 4, this is a big one actually. I'm quite surprised so many people have been asking this, and it's a valid question, but in my head I'm kind of like, it's not really a question at all. What am I going to be doing for income or work when I move to Poland? I think it's quite natural for a lot of people to think, well, I'm going to get a job in Poland, you know, I'm not doing YouTube anymore. But actually it's quite simple. So you might not know, well you probably do by now, but teaching English online has always been my main income. YouTube is something that I have never relied on, bloody flies. It's kind of like a supplementary income that goes up and down. You know, it's very fickle, the world of YouTube income. You can't rely on Google AdSense alone. Hence, I established teaching English online as a thing, and it has remained to be established and has never caused me a problem, and is pretty stable every month. So at least initially, that's my plan, to continue with that. And actually it will be a benefit being on that time zone, because I'll be closer to where my students are. It will give me much more of a work-life balance, because I won't be getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, as I said in the Cock-a-Dit video. I'll be back to kind of my afternoons, evenings, which very much suits me as a person in terms of productivity. With YouTube income, it's not just going to stop when I finish making videos, because my channel will still be there. Videos will still be there, people will still watch them. So I will still earn income from Google AdSense, even though I'm not making videos. But obviously, as I'm not making new ones, it will gradually decline. The wonderful thing about being a digital nomad and developing different income streams over the years is that I use something called flexing. So, I'll give you an example. When I was in Brazil, my Brazil series was a disaster, so I kind of gave up with filming there because there was just no point. It wasn't financially viable. I was going to be making a loss on every video. In that case, so I cut filming out. I increased my teaching schedule to make up for that deficit. And actually, when I'm in Poland without YouTube, I will have more time to earn more, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to be working for a Polish company. At this stage, I don't know if I could work for a company again. I don't speak Polish, only very basic. Dzień dobry, kurwa, pierogi, I will be hoping to learn a bit of Polish while I'm there, if I go there. I'm still going to be a nomad. I'm still going to be working remotely. I'm still going to be what I'm doing now, with some changes. Other things I want to do, I want to do a UX UI design course. This comes a lot from a lot of my students, because a lot of them work in IT. If you don't know what UI UX design is, I'll put that as a link in the description below so you can read more. If you work in IT, or if you work in that field, you're probably thinking, well, just doing a course and suddenly being an IT guy. I know it's not that easy. I'm realistic. It's a bit like teaching English. You can't just do a course and magically become an experienced teacher. I've experienced that, but it's something I want to pursue. It might not be something that I jump into straight away. It's something in a way to have an extra string to my bow. It's something I can use in the future. Also, I'm planning to write a book, which I've been talking about for years, and it's very simple to say, write a book, but it's easier said than done, isn't it? I want to kind of spend a year to write that. I'm gonna say that I'm taking an indefinite break, a little bit like when One Direction split up. After a year, that's kind of what I'm giving myself. I don't know what I will want to do. I think last year when I took a 4-month break, I did feel after that time that I needed some sort of creative outlet, and therefore I came back again. I mean, that was always planned. It was only a break. So you never know, I might come back. One thing I do want to do during my 12 months in Poland, which is going to potentially be longer, is still be creative. So what I want to do is continue the Tower of David, the journey of David, that's what it means, by revisiting my blog on my website, because it's something I've really neglected, and I will be doing blog posts around moving to Poland, living in Poland, all the stuff like that, gaining citizenship in the EU after Brexit. I might focus on that for a bit. And also, I will be doing little trips around Europe when I feel like traveling, and I might do a blog post with photography and maybe a little drone shot video or something. I don't know. I've kind of covered point 5. It was the one about other plans for post YouTube. Brilliant. So I'll go on to point number 6. And it's a bit about sort of more detail about why I want to move on from YouTube. How am I going to word this? It's a difficult one. Why is it that I want to move on from YouTube? Fundamentally, and I haven't talked about this before, it's about visibility and invisibility. Over the years, I've become more and more uncomfortable with being visible. If you look at my Instagram, scroll through the photos, how many photos do you see of me? I hate photos of myself, which is, you might think, well, how can you film videos? Good question. But I've become more and more uncomfortable with social media and this need to be constantly visible. I look at people that I know that don't post Instagram stories every week, that don't have this obligation to upload videos every week on YouTube, and I'm envious, I'm jealous. I go out filming and I'm looking at people just taking a photo of something and looking at something with their eyes, and they don't have this obligation to make everyone aware of it. And that's what I want. I don't want to be visible anymore, or at least to have a break from that, an opportunity to be a different person and explore different things and different interests and different passions. And I think sometimes in life, it's a bit like when you leave a job and people are like, oh, you shouldn't leave unless you've got another job lined up. But actually, I don't think like that. I think positive risk and uncertainty can actually be a good thing. It's exciting. You know, the thing that I think about a lot is that I'm thinking about going to San Carlos, for example. That doesn't excite me. It's just another place I'm going to film videos. But the fear of the unknown is something that beyond excites me. I haven't even started thinking about it. Like, what's it going to be like? What am I going to do? I don't know. And that is the thing that thrills me and gives me that energy. And I'm looking forward to doing that away from prying eyes. I do have my other Instagram page, the British Poll. I'll be posting on there probably. And I don't think I will be posting on my Tower of David one, except maybe when I upload a blog post or whatever, which I'll also be posting on my YouTube community tab, by the way. So yeah, that's that. It's about being invisible. It's about exploring different things. It's about being a different person. I'm exhausted with this personality that I've kind of developed over the years, and I just want to be distant and disappear. And I think in order to write a book, I need to do that. And that's the reason I haven't written the book over the years, because I've not been able to be hidden away. Yeah, so that's that. I hope that clears a few things up. I've answered a lot of questions that have been coming up recently. Lovely. How long is this video? 14 minutes? Brilliant. I will cut it down because I've probably talked a load of shit. Next up is a video all about food. There's some beef in it. As I said, I'm going to Guaymas today. They will be the next ones, Navajoa, Hermosillo, and then I'll be going to Mexico City. I will be filming a video there, but you won't see it just yet. It's to do with the ending. Okay, so thanks for watching. Have a lovely weekend. And I will see you somewhere else. Goodbye. Catch you later.